I'm going to begin reading using my Durham reading strategies, and I'm going to notice details that raise questions about characters, plot, and setting. I'm going to jot down my questions and continue reading, looking for possible answers. I am Laertes' son, Odysseus. Men hold me formidable for guile in peace and war. This fame has gone abroad to the sky's rim. My home is on the peak sea mark of Ithaca, under Mount Neon's wind-blown robe of leaves, in sight of other islands, Delicaeum, same wooded Zacynthus, Ithaca being most lofty in that coastal sea, in northwest, while the rest lie east and south, a rocky isle, but good for a boy's training. I shall not see on earth a place more dear, though I have been detained long by Calypso, loveliest among goddesses, who held me in her smooth caves to be her heart's delight, as Circe of Aea, the enchantress, desired me and detained me in her hall. But in my heart I never gave consent. Where shall a man find sweetness to surpass his own home and his parents? In foreign lands he shall not, though he find a house of gold. So in the beginning, I'm looking at this particular piece, and I noticed that it uses en medias res, which is one of our vocabulary words. And so the tale begins in medias res. Why does the epic start in the middle of things? Why didn't Odysseus start at the actual beginning? So I'm questioning what was the purpose of that. And number two, he was detained by the goddess Calypso and the enchantress Circe of Aea. Odysseus was known to be cunning, so he says in the beginning, men hold me formidable for guile in peace and war. So if he was cunning, why didn't he was able to escape Calypso and the enchantress Circe of Aea? Did he like being detained by the goddess and the enchantress? I wait of my sailing, then from Troy, what of those years of rough adventure weathered under Zeus? The wind that carried west from Elimio brought me to Ismarus on the far shore, a strong point on the coast of Seconis. I stormed that place and killed the men who fought. Plunder we took, and we enslaved the women to make division equal shares to all. But on the spot, I told them, back and quickly, out to sea again. My men were mutinous fools on stores of wine. Sheep after sheep they butchered by the surf, and shambled cattle feasting while fugitives went inland running to call. So here I noticed that Odysseus and crew landed at Saconis, enslaved the women, and killed men at Saconis. However, fugitive Saconis ran and rallied the natives. Odysseus' crew were outnumbered and were rushed back to sea. Why didn't they just ask for assistance? Did they have to enslave and kill the innocent people? This was an army trained to fight on horseback or where the ground required on foot. They came with dawn over that terrain like the leaves and blades of spring. So doom appeared to us, dark word of Zeus for us, our evil days. My men stood up and made a fight of it, backed on the ships with lance kept in play from bright morning through the blaze of noon, holding our beach, although some far outnumbered. But when the sun passed toward unyoking time, then the Achaeans one by one gave way. 6 benches were left empty in every ship. That evening, when we pulled away from death, and this new grief we bore with us to sea, our precious lives we had, but not our friends. No shipmates sailed next day until some shipmate had raised the cry 3 times for each poor ghost unfleshed by the Saconis on that field. So I'm noticing just from this particular passage, Odysseus and his men were not prepared for the Saconis army.